Hey Ruby, what are you doing here? I didn't know you had sickle cell too.
Hi Sam, yeah I have sickle cell. I'm surprised that Buster didn't tell you. Everyone at school knows I have sickle cell. Why didn't you tell anyone?
My doctor just talked to me about it when I was in teen clinic last week. I guess I just didn't want anyone to judge me or tease me about having a disease. When I was in middle school, someone found out I was in the hospital and they all were afraid they would catch what I had.
That happened to me once in elementary school, and that's when I started explaining what sickle cell was. That way they could understand what I was going through and that they couldn't catch it because I was born with it. I can tell you more about it later. I think we are about to start.
I hope everyone enjoyed the tour of the hospital and lunch. For the second half of transition day, you will be in groups based on your gender. So, boys will go to one room and girls will go to another room. In those rooms, you will have guy talk and girl talk with the mentors who are adults living with sickle cell disease.
Really? We get to talk without our parents around. This sounds cool.
I am glad that everyone is excited. While you are in the rooms, you will also have a male or female doctor and someone from social work and psychology so that they can answer.
Are the docs going to quiz us about our sickle cell? I hope not. I have a lot more to learn.
Of course not. Guy talk and girl talk is just that, a conversation about what it is like to be a young adult with sickle cell disease and how that may be different based on if are a boy or a girl. So don't be afraid to ask anything. The mentors have heard it all, but remember what happens in guy and girl talk stays in group. It was a private talk. Okay, guys, I know that each of you might be a little shy, but there is no need to be. Maybe we can let one of the mentors with sickle cell disease start off our talk.
Even though each one of us has sickle cell, we're all different and our bodies are different. What might trigger a pain crisis for me might do nothing to you. So you need to know what causes you to have any other problems. For me, the stress, cramming for exams, not drinking enough water, and working out too hard. So, now I plan things out better, take breaks, and work out just enough.
Did you party and hang out a lot when you were in college?
You can still do most things like all your friends. But you have to remember that you have sickle cell and you can't do everything that the people around you are doing. Honestly, you shouldn't drink the alcohol because it can dehydrate you and then you can have really bad pain. And you should never smoke anything, including cigarettes or use marijuana, because it can damage your lungs.
First of all, marijuana is illegal in most states and sickle cell disease doesn't do well in jail. No, seriously guys, you have to be careful out there with your health at all times, while you are having fun. Smoking can trigger acute chest syndrome in some patients and it steals oxygen away from your blood cells. Alcohol can definitely cause a problem with dehydrating your body, and many patients have a pain crisis after drinking alcohol.
I had a bad experience when I had to go to the hospital after drinking one night at the club with friends. I was in the hospital for a week and missed a lot of my college classes, and even the final.
You missed a final? Did you fail the class?
You would think I would have. But, I had a plan in place at the Office of Disability Services at my school. This plan basically let the school and my instructors know that
Also, it is important to let someone you trust at school know that you have sickle cell and that you might get sick or miss class helps a lot. When I missed a test, my friend emailed and called my instructor and told him that I was in the hospital. Also, she called the Office of Disability Services and told them what happened to me. I couldn't do it because I was in too much pain, and then I was so out of it because I was on pain meds.
I have a different question that I don't want to ask in front of my mom when I am in clinic. I have heard from my older brother, who is married with sickle cell, that he sometimes has pain after he has sex.
Yeah, some people do and some people don't. For me, every time I have sex I get overexerted and dehydrated, which triggers a pain episode. Since I know this about myself, I usually take my pain meds and drink lots of water.
I recommend that you wait to have sex until you are really ready and in a committed relationship and ready to have children. Also, you should be careful and always use condoms.
I never thought about sex triggering a pain episode like when I play football. That is good to know.
Another thing about being a guy and having sickle cell is that you may get priapism. It can happen as an adult, and you should talk to your doctor about it. Also, you should go to the emergency room right away if it doesn't go away in 2 hours.
Actually, do all of the teen guys know what priapism is? Okay, priapism is very common in boys and men with sickle cell disease. Priapism is a long-lasting, painful firmness or erection of the penis. It is not the same thing as a normal erection. It usually starts when you are asleep, but it can also happen after having sex. It is painful and needs treatment as soon as it occurs. You must talk with your doctor about this issue, even if it is embarrassing-wise. There are things your doctor may be able to do to help, but you have to take this seriously and go. Get immediate medical help if it happens to you. Another thing to think about, guys, is if the woman you choose to have children with has sickle cell disease or the sickle cell trait or any abnormal hemoglobin like C or D. If she does, then you need to know because your child could have sickle cell disease with any of these types. If she does not know whether or not she has sickle cell trait, then she can get genetic testing done through her primary care doctor or at the health department. The test is called the hemoglobin electrophoresis, and it can tell if she has any type of abnormal hemoglobin.